What's up everybody and welcome to the top 5 World War II era weapon mods for Fallout 4. Ever since the release of Call of Duty World at War and just basically the whole World War II craze that followed, almost every single game that has mods has incorporated World War II in some way, shape, or form. Well, today I'm here to show you what are, in my opinion, the best of the best among these mods for Fallout 4. I do want to reinforce the idea that this is my opinion, and I really encourage you guys to tell me in the comments down below what your best are. I also ask you guys to consider subscribing after watching the video, but with that, let's get right into the list. First up, we do have the STG-44, and I'm not going to attempt to pronounce its real name because it's way too difficult. This mod adds in the first widely used assault rifle into the game. This is actually the newest of the mods on this list, only coming out 2 days ago. And all around, it's a really solid and good looking weapon, but frankly, all the mods on this list are solid and good looking. Why I think this mod really shines is it adds in a cool and unique weapon to the Fallout 4 universe. There aren't any other guns like this in Fallout 4. Even some of the other World War II weapons fit more in the game, not this one. It stands out completely, and for that reason I think it's a very cool weapon to have in your arsenal. There are a good amount of customizability options for the gun, and I know the mod author does plan on adding more. There's nothing actually wrong with this gun, and there's nothing great about this gun either. It's unique and cool, and for that reason it made this list. It doesn't shine or do some things really well like some of the weapons that place higher on this list, but it's a good gun to have, especially if you're into World War II, or if you're using that Brotherhood Nazi mod. This could be a cool scenario there also. Up next, we have the Mauser Family. This adds in 1, but really 3 guns into the game. Also, quick disclaimer, going forward, all these mods are available on consoles, so big shout out to the mod authors for that. So by 3 different weapons, I mean 3 really similar weapons. So technically it adds in the WWII 98, I don't know, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, the Kar 98AZ and the Kar 98K. These are technically 3 different guns, and you could make all these with this base. So at the end of the day, all 3 of these are really similar, but I actually really like the way the mod author did that. Think of it less as having 3 different guns and think of it more as having some slightly different weapon mods. By combining this into one weapon, you could have some customizability options to fit your needs. At the same time, you technically have 3 different guns. On top of that, I feel like Fallout 4 is really lacking in the sniper department, and this definitely could fill that role. The damage is competitive with a regular sniper rifle, and I think the gun itself looks really good. My main gripe with this, and the reason it scores relatively low on this list, is it doesn't have see-through sights compatibility. I think that would push this over the edge, because frankly only having one long scope on a sniper just really isn't that good. I think this would be perfect for a marksman character, but again with see-through sights, which considering almost all mods use it nowadays, I'm not really sure why this one doesn't. All that being said, it still is a really solid weapon mod, and if you don't mind using a regular long scope or the iron sights, I definitely recommend checking it out. Next up is the M1918 Var. So you'll notice the mod author on this one is actually the same as the last one, so a big shout out to him for making awesome mods for us. In my opinion, the Var falls into kind of a weird category. It's technically an LMG, but in practice it's more like an assault rifle. Fortunately, I think this mod captures that perfectly and really gives you a nice diverse weapon mod to play around with. Both of those options really are available to you, and you can really make this weapon whatever you want. There are a ton of different receivers and barrels and all that kind of stuff for this gun, so definitely not lacking in the way of weapon mods for the weapon mod. It also has some caliber conversions in case you want to go down that route to have more or less damage depending on the ammo type, but all around I think where this gun really shines is in its looks and its sound. It sounds absolutely amazing. Spraying down enemies with this thing was so satisfying, and actually setting myself up like a light machine gunner gave me immense joy, especially during settlement raids. That's when I think this is really useful. You can mow down people very quickly and one-shot a lot of lower level enemies because I'm using a really high caliber bullet in the 308. So this is the part of the video where I think the weapon mods really go from pretty good to pretty great. The M1911 A1 is by Doom. I'm sure you've heard of him. He's made a lot of weapon mods out there and arguably some of the best. Well, this is no exception. As you may expect, there are a lot of M1911 mods out there, and I picked this one for a reason. 2 reasons really. First and foremost, it is balanced accordingly. It's not super overpowered. Some of these mods are doing 150 damage per shot, which frankly for a pistol is absolutely ridiculous. I think that is really broken. This one doesn't doesn't do it. It is in line with some of the other pistols and revolvers in the game, which I do really like. And on top of that, it's the way the attachment system works with this mod. It's relatively simple, but I think it works quite well also. So let's say you want to attach a silencer to your gun. Well, first you're going to have to switch to the threaded barrel, and then you actually get the option for a muzzle, which right now the only muzzle is a silencer, but still, that little extra level of customizability, I just really like it. They also add in an entire attachment bar, so it'll basically be a rail system added to the top of the gun. From there you could add in a laser sight and some red dot sights, but not without it. So you have to have the attachment bar in order to put on the attachments. Actually saying this out loud and describing it to you guys makes it feel really simple, but I really like it. I think it works really well, and I think a lot of other weapon mods should take inspiration from this and start incorporating this into their own systems. On top of that, the gun looks really good. Obviously, at this point in the list, all the guns look really good and sounds really good as well. So last but not least, we have the defense gun, which is effectively a Type 100. Well, a number of reasons, but first and foremost, the looks. I don't think any gun on this list looked bad, but I think the defense gun looks much better than a lot of the other guns. It doesn't really do it justice now, but pay attention when I'm actually using the gun and firing at people. I just think it looks so sharp and clean, and having a wood stock contrast the metal on the gun, I don't know, it does something special for me. But building off of that, also the customizability options. There are like 5, 6, 7, 8 different barrels, different stocks, different scopes, different magazines. You also have different ammo types, so you could have a pressure magazine, an incendiary magazine, an armor piercing magazine, and like it's all well balanced. You're not going to be doing stupid amount of damage with your incendiary rounds. It'll be pretty leveled off and fair. Then if that wasn't enough, the sound of this gun is also amazing. I think it sounds so nice, and it really hit that sweet spot for realistic and in-game. If there is one mod on this list that you are downloading, I would definitely recommend it's this one. It looks amazing, is well balanced, and again, sounds awesome. With that, that's pretty much everything here, guys. I thank you guys for watching. Again, if you enjoyed, I encourage you to consider subscribing. But with that, I'll see you all next time. Later.